Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Alberta News and Views. Yesterday, Danielle Smith had a meeting with the Alberta Treaty 6 nations, and they had a press conference, and that is great. It's great news. Danielle Smith is building bridges, which is why, one of the many reasons why she is the best premier in Canada. We're going to watch a short section of this, which is the real story. Danielle Smith is distancing herself from David Parker, who is the face of Take Back Alberta. And the media and everybody says that Take Back Alberta is the face or is the UCP party. It's all of its donors. It's all bundled into one package. That is not true. In my experience with it, Alberta has many groups and organizations filled with the members of all of the groups. If I'm saying that correctly. So you'll have a member that's donating to Take Back Alberta, but he might be donating to 5 other independent organizations as well. To say that they are all just part of the Take Back Alberta and that is just the body of the UCP is just factually wrong. And to think that David Parker is pulling all of the strings in the Alberta government is ridiculous as well. I don't know him personally. All I'm saying is David Parker has been in politics for a long time, so he has a lot of contacts. He is an organizer. That is what he does. He is a political organizer, and he has done a lot of things and good things for Alberta. From what I see is he is a bit of a narcissist, and he has a huge ego, and it's getting him into trouble all the time. He made a ridiculous tweet about Pierre Poilievre's wife. Now, I don't care who you are. There is nothing good about doing something like that. Attacking anybody for any reason is absolutely ridiculous, especially when you are in the political sphere. David Parker goes on podcasts constantly with questionable people, bragging about how he is untouchable. So this is from this morning, the Calgary Herald. Listen to this. So Take Back Alberta's David Parker speaks up after Premier Smith slams him down. Just bear with me. We're going to get to the Danielle Smith video in a sec. I just got to give you some backstory. So Parker is still with Take Back Alberta, still raising money, running campaigns, working on what he calls game-changing projects. David Parker sounds like, well, David Parker. The Take Back Alberta main man is asked about where he thinks he stands with Premier Danielle Smith now. So this is after the video, after the comments Danielle Smith made last night, and we're going to watch that. The Take Back Alberta main man is asked about where he thinks he stands with Danielle Smith. Oh, so quote, "Oh, she'll come around. I don't think she's going to throw away all of the things I've done over a mean tweet," says Parker. Well, why not? "Because I'm rebuilding democracy in this province, and she has seen the work I've done, and one mean tweet isn't going to erase all of the work that I've done. I'm sure we'll talk again, and you know, politicians always need organizers," and that is the tweet. And that's why I'm saying he thinks that he is untouchable. So this is the tweet right here of what he said about Pierre Poilievre's wife. He says, "I feel sorry for Anita Poilievre. She has to watch her husband spend hundreds of hours a month with his old FWB. For those of you that don't know, that means friends with benefits. I'm sorry your husband doesn't give you the respect you deserve, Anita. No man should be spending that much time with a woman he used to sleep with if he is married. That is not constructive. That is not helpful to anybody, anywhere." So because of that, Danielle Smith said, you need to get help. And I don't know the structure of Take Back Alberta, but if I was a member of it, I would definitely get a hold of the board and say, you need to punt him. You need to get rid of him, because that is not what I stand for. As much as I dislike Justin Trudeau and all of those liberal politicians, I would never even think to tweet out or message something like that, especially if I was in a political position of power. There is just no way that would even register with me, because that speaks volumes of your character. And I would never, ever donate or follow or take advice from somebody that has that seed in his brain. Because how is he looking at all of your wives and all of your girlfriends, and how is he viewing Alberta? Danielle Smith is a boss. Watch this.
Operator, can you put through the first caller, please?
John Braid, Calgary Herald. Hello, Premier. Thanks for taking my question. I'd like to respectfully ask the indulgence of First Nations leaders and chiefs there for me introducing a totally off-topic question, if I may. Premier, you know about David Parker's tweet last Friday. He escalated considerably last night on a podcast and made further comments and allegations, including a particularly nasty one about Mr. Poilievre's wife. And on a podcast last night, where he says you urged him not to go on that podcast, and you even told him he was crazy, his word, insane actually was his word. I wonder if you're finally willing to say a few words about him and his role and what he's doing now, which seems to have made very many Conservatives very angry.
Well, look, I have to be absolutely clear that nobody tells me what to do as Premier. The people I take my marching orders from are Albertans. Every decision that I make is done through the lens of what is best for Albertans. Now, I consult widely, absolutely, but I don't take the advice of every single person that I speak to. When it comes to him in particular, I just don't want to be associated with that kind of commentary, and I don't want to be associated with that kind of personal attack and bullying. That is not who I am. Anyone who has watched how I conduct myself in public is that even when I vehemently disagree with somebody, I disagree with them respectfully, and I never resort to personal attacks and bullying. It is, I think it is beneath anyone in public office to conduct themselves in that way, and I simply won't do it. True enough, yes, I told him to delete his X account and to get some help, because I would say that those kinds of comments are unprofessional, and it does not help to elevate the discussion in the public square. So I've been very clear on that.
It seems sometimes, and Mr. Parker says much the same thing. He says he's not your boss and you're not his boss, that's for sure. But then I see that on March 23rd, he's going to be appearing with Devin Grecian, your minister, at a policy conference. I wonder if you will still be collaborating with him. You've been friends with him. You went to his wedding. Are you going to cut him off completely, Premier, or how is that going to work?
Well, you'll have to talk to Minister Grecian. I understand he was invited to some discussion about municipal politics. I don't know that he's going to attend. You'll have to ask him if he's planning to attend. But look, as I've said, I talk broadly and widely with a wide range of people. I consult on a whole variety of issues to be able to do what's best for Albertans. And I'm going to continue to consult widely on issues, but I've made it very clear. I want nothing to do with any kind of comments that are personal of nature, that are attacking in nature, and that are bullying in nature. We just shouldn't be putting up with that in the public square.
Thank you, Dawn. And operator, can you put through our next caller, please?
There's more.
Post Media.
Good afternoon. I just want to follow up on my colleague Don Braid's questions, which I think hit the mark. You're distancing yourself from Mr. Parker's recent comments, but still it's not clear to me if you're actually distancing yourself from him. You've had you have a personal relationship with him. He was very supportive of you in the UCP leadership race. He's been very supportive of you since then. He was a factor in this large UCP convention that you had recently. I mean, to what degree are you, if any, are you going to be distancing yourself from him as opposed to just his recent comments?
I have told him to get some help because his comments are inappropriate and hurtful. And I hope he does take that time to reflect. He doesn't work for me. He's not on my payroll. He doesn't have a position on any of our boards of directors. He operates an independent organization. So he has to answer to that independent organization as well. And I hope they tell him the same thing.
And my supplementary question is, of course, that independent organization has, attracted, they say they're conservatives. They've attracted people to the United Conservative Party. What do you think the results of his commentary and being in the news in this way has done, if at all, done to Conservatives in Alberta? Do you think he's helping the cause, hurting the cause? It doesn't really matter that much in terms of the actual Conservative movement. I mean, what do you think this does to the Conservative movement in Alberta, his recent behavior?
Well, look, I think people are able to separate out a Conservative party from a Conservative movement from a single person who makes bullying comments online. I think people are smart enough to see that there's a difference between those things. What I value about the public square is good ideas coming forward and finding those people that have the best interests of Albertans at heart, proposing good policy so that when we make decisions, we can make them in the best interests of all Albertans. That's what I think people expect of how public debate should be conducted, and it shouldn't be personal, it shouldn't be attack, and there shouldn't be bullying.
Thank you.
Yeah, and that is exactly it. If anything, he showed his true colors, and we're ready for change. I talk with so many people in so many different organizations, political organizations all across Alberta. Man, there's lots of them, and business as well. And I am telling you, we are expecting change. We're all waiting. We're all waiting for something new, something different, something to happen. Danielle Smith doesn't need any of this. Danielle Smith has proved herself. She has a huge following now. She has the respect of business and government. She can get another organizer. She could easily just distance herself. We would follow her. So many people would follow her and not this Take Back Alberta movement. It's unbelievable. Like, really, the media is making a big deal out of nothing. They really want this Take Back Alberta organization to be the face so they have a finger to point at. But just like Danielle Smith is saying, it's everybody. It's all Albertans. She's listening to all of us, and it's true. Don't ever think that I am part of a single organization because I donated to one. I am not. I'm on the exact same page that she is at. I listen to everybody, absolutely everybody, and then we mull around. We think about the best ideas, the best ones that represent everyone, the most amount of people, the majority, so we can all move forward. We don't want to do this crap again. We do not want to self-destruct the Conservative movement. And that's exactly what this looks like. Why would you pick on Pierre Poilievre? Why? Seriously. Follow me on Substack and Spotify and support the politicians that support you. I can't say that enough. Like, share, and take care.